Good afternoon, traders. This is Sarah Schoonmaker. I'm one of the new traders here at 7 Points Capital, and I'm going to do our recap today. Let's first look at the SPY. That didn't really do a whole lot today. Let's look at the daily. Where are we? Well, it's looking pretty bullish, but on the daily. But today it looks like the market just kind of gapped up and then went sideways. A lot of chop. But luckily, there were a lot of stocks in play. There's some earnings and, of course, a lot of drama with Tesla. So let's go to my first trade, which was Tesla. As we saw this morning, there was a huge drop in pre-market, about 20 bucks. I woke up in the morning and saw it down and just keep going down and down. And I was surprised to see it down so much. But so I went right to the daily. Whenever I see a stock that's moving a lot, I go to the daily and look at what level's next. So I saw that on the daily, low 280s is pretty big support. 280 is huge support. So I was kind of looking to see if it would get to 280, and it didn't. So I'm looking at it in pre-market and decided to try it because, look, the risk is pretty low. I decided to start buying in pre-market against the 284, the low here, this low. And then, it started to work. So I added a little more and then just kind of let it open. And of course, it flashed right down off the open, almost to where I bought in. And I didn't want it to become a loser, so I got out. But then right away, I saw that it reclaimed the 290 area, and it looked pretty. A lot of big buyers were coming in. They're like huge shares on the ask. So I just got back in. It looked like buyers were coming in, so I'm trying to join the trend. And plus, it regained VWAP in the trend lines here. It just got above. And so it started to work right away. So once I saw it, was really blasting off. I took a little off here, but then I decided, because I was a little nervous, this would be resistance, this area, since we're hitting pre-market resistance. But then I saw now it looks like it wants to keep going. I bought some more here and more here, and just let it go. And it worked quicker than I thought. I wasn't sure if this would start to roll over again, but it really, once I saw this huge bar, I decided to start to get out. I mean, the volume's kind of drying up here. So I covered close to the 308. 308 is kind of big resistance. So I got out there and just kind of let it alone, and then just kind of watched it throughout the day, and maybe tried a little short here, a little below 300 to see if it would fade, but it wouldn't. So I just bought a little just to see if there could be a move here. So yeah, I did. It came up a little bit. I decided to get out. I just wasn't sure where this was going. So yeah, I had a nice push into the close. So this will be on the radar for tomorrow. My next one was NVDA. I was looking for earnings day 2 move. That was pretty weak. Yesterday it closed weak. Let's see where it's at on the daily. Yeah, I mean, it had earnings, and it's all over the place. So it looks a little weak. So coming in on the day, and this is pre-market, it's not really doing much. It's just kind of crawling down. There's no effort, really. They tried to spike here. Maybe that's a fake print, but there's a little spike here. It's just weak. So off the open, I tried some short, and it went down fairly fast, but then it came right back. So I didn't want it to be a loser, and it regained VWAP, so I got out. There was still a decent gain. But then all of a sudden, there's some news that came out about their chips, and it just went crazy. And so the 252 area is resistance. So I decided to try to short it, as it was weak here, but then it stopped me out. Then I tried it again short, and looks like it was working. This is a triangle, like it broke this triangle right here. So I added to the short, and I covered down here. So that worked out pretty well. So those worked out. And then my other one was Apple. So here we go. Let's look at. So Apple on the daily, this thing has just been on a tear. like, gosh, how many days up? How many green days? So many. Super strong. Looking for some kind of pullback. So this morning it tried to go. Let's look at the pre-market. Looks like 219 area is a little tough for it. It's having a hard time. It gapped up, of course, and it's having a hard time at 219. So, I decided to try to short it. I mean, needs to calm down one of these days. So I gave it a shot at the, 218.40 level, and that worked out. And I just held it all day because it held these trend lines. So it just stayed in this nice downtrend. And it looked like a lot of buyers are coming in around 215. So I got out and thought, hey, that's a pretty nice move. So yeah, that's where I covered there and just let it go. So these are always on the radar for me. So that's all I have for now. Feel free to follow our website, Twitter, yeah, and keep following. And we look forward to hearing from you. Take care.